there, and welcome to the DBP Pest Control channel. Now, last night I went out rabbiting. Didn't film it, but I was quite surprised I was able to take 5 rabbits on one of my permissions that I hadn't visited for some time. So tonight I thought I'd do the same thing with the rats. And there's a couple of my permissions that I haven't visited for maybe 6 weeks or so, and I thought it was a good opportunity to take out the 177 Scorpion. Now, as many of you will know, my go-to ratting gun is my trusty BSA Ultra in 2.2, but tonight I fancied a change and I'll be taking out the Scorpion. Now, this is a 177, as I said. It's got all the same bits and pieces that I use on the Ultra. So we have my base optics rangefinder, the PARD 7 on the back, and a pulsar infrared illuminator here just to save the battery on the PARD. This one is zeroed at 30 meters, which gives you a very useful close-in zero at about 13-14 meters, and a nice flat trajectory out to about 30. So we'll see how that goes, and I'll hopefully bring you some footage of the action later on. As you can see, we have a full moon tonight, as was the case last night. In fact, when I was out rabbiting, it wasn't ideal rabbiting conditions, because it was so strong. The moon was casting shadows all the way across the field, but as I said before, in spite of that, I did manage to get 5 rabbits, so it was worth going out for. Now, I'm planning to do 2 visits tonight. This is the first one. Haven't been to either here or my next one for 5 or 6 weeks, so I'm expecting quite a lot of rat activity. So without further ado, I'm going to do the rounds and see what's about. Lovely. That's number 2 in the bag. Those of you who follow my channel will undoubtedly have noticed that I'm not using my thermal imager this evening. It was getting a bit tatty on the end, a bit scratched, so I took the opportunity earlier today of cleaning up and putting a little bit of paint on it, and lo and behold, it was still tacky when I came out this evening, so it had to stay at home. So for this evening at least, I'm relying on good old infrared. That's number 3 in the bag, quite a big one by the look of it. I'm going to give it 5 or 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to move off to the other permission, which is 5 minutes up the road, and see if we can add to our tally for tonight. So a very successful ratting evening there. I think my total tally was 14, something like that. So well worth going out for. And I'm happy to say the 177 Scorpion proved its worth. Excellent little gun, great fun to shoot, very accurate. And I think as most of you all know, the trajectory on the 177 is a lot flatter than the 22. Pellets moving faster, but you do have to maybe concentrate a little bit more on taking headshots. With the 22, it's a little bit more forgiving, and you can hit rats anywhere sort of in the last quarter of the head back to the front feet, front legs if you like, and pretty much guarantee a kill shot. My personal preference, I will shoot with either, but I think on balance I'll go with the Ultra. Now if you just take the dimensions, for example, if you swap, where's my silencer, you swap the standard Virarc stroke BSA type silencer for the small minuscule Webley like that, that's the QGS4. And I just borrowed that from my Gamo Coyote, and it just does demonstrate the length difference between the two. So this one I think is measuring in, let me just measure that for you, 33.5 inches, which is very short, as opposed to nearly 39 inches, 38.5 let's say, against the Scorpion, albeit with the bull, the over barrel moderator on this one. But there is a fairly significant difference in the length of these two. So if you were shooting from a vehicle going across fields or whatever, you might prefer to use the Ultra and put up with the more loopy trajectory. But obviously you get a bigger thump at the receiving end, so it swings and roundabouts. But I think on balance I'll probably stick with the Ultra for most of my shooting. So yeah, there you are, successful evening nonetheless, and I do appreciate the flatter trajectory, and I shall be using it much more in the future, I think, just for shits and giggles, as they say. Okay, so going on, obviously the rabbits, although I didn't film it on this occasion, are making a comeback, which is good for the shooting fraternity. So I'll be out with a 22 LR a little bit later in the year, mopping up some surplus rabbits, and I've got a couple of new permissions which I shall introduce you to as time goes on. And I noticed yesterday the squirrels are finally making an appearance on my feeder, so hopefully we'll get some action there as well. But for now, this is Doug Boyce signing off for DBP Pest Control. See you again soon.